Hi, everybody. My name is Elizabeth Burns. You can call me Elizabeth, and I will be teaching your Bio 101 class for fall 2021. Yay! I'm going into my fourth year of my master's degree. I am a marine biologist, and I study the critically endangered fish called the giant sea bass. And when I say giant, I mean actual giant. It gets to be over 400 pounds easily, lives to be over 72 years in age, and get to be over 5 feet in length. So it's really big, really huge. And because of that, everybody wanted to fish it. And it got fished heavily overfished in the early 1900s, and then it continued into the 60s, 70s, and then 80s. It was banned from fishing, and in the 90s they had actually declared as critically endangered. So I study that fish. I study its spawning behaviors and its courtship behaviors. So giant sea bass, we believe, have two different behaviors: sound production and courtship. And so I study the sound they make with their swim bladders, and the swim bladders are what lets them move up and down through the water column. And I use that with an underwater microphone and some ROV stuff. If you have more questions about my research, you can feel free to ask me during any of our Zoom meetings or email. I can send you some videos that I've done, or we can just talk about it if you're interested or curious into it. So that's my master's thesis, and fourth year. What else can I tell you about myself? Oh, I like to draw. I like hiking, camping. I play video games. Pretty average, I would say. Let's see. If you have any questions about science in general, that's one of my favorite things about teaching biology for non-majors. You guys have a lot of really interesting questions that are basic, but also very complicated because you look at the world very differently because you don't have that science background, or you don't have that detailed science background. So I get a lot of interesting questions like, why will one time with a student, I mapped out their genetic history on whether their father will become bald by using some genetic Punnett squares that we learned in class. I made that a whole thing. So if you have any questions or just fun general questions about science that you would like me to answer, I will try my best to answer them. Sometimes you can't answer certain questions because we don't know about them. So let me know if you have any of those questions. That's one of my favorite things to do. I have 2 dogs and a cat. You might see them on there, and I'll be posting a general discussion about the class, like a discussion place where you guys can put questions of like, I don't know where this file is. Do you know where it is? And then somebody be like, yeah, it's over here. Here's the link. In that general discussion, you guys can also, I'll also post a discussion. You guys can share your pets if you want to show off your pets, because pets have become so important in this day and age during COVID. What else can I tell you about myself? I love to swim. Yeah, I'm a marine biologist, so I probably should like the ocean. I also scuba dive and snorkel. If you have any questions about that, please, you feel free to ask me. I know that sometimes when teaching through a computer or meeting through Zoom, you feel like you're not talking to a real person. So feel free to ask me any questions you'd like. There are no wrong questions, and there's no stupid questions in my class, only repetitive. And what I mean by repetitive is, what are we doing today? And then I answer the question. You say, what are we doing today again? And I answer the question. And then the 5th time you guys, somebody else answer, I'll get a little frustrated, just because that means you're not listening. So there are no stupid questions, just repetitive ones of like, when can we leave? When can we leave? You know, like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Anybody gets a little annoyed after that. Not that I'll ever get mad at you or take it out on you. I'll just be like, maybe you should ask your classmate, because I need to answer somebody else's question who has a question about the lab. So like I said, no stupid questions. I just get a little irritated after the repetitive ones when it's been the 6th time being asked, which is totally fine. Maybe you didn't hear it, but I'll let you know. Okay, so everything's fair in this class. I'm pretty fair as a teacher. If you do all your work in this class, you should be able to pass it. You shouldn't fail it. So if you do everything on time, do all your work in class, and you complete all the activities, you should pass this class pretty easily. If you do the extra mile and get all the, get everything 100% correct, then there's no way you're not going to get an A unless you don't do everything, or unless something else happens. There's no guarantees, but if you do all your work, you should be totally fine. That's the type of teacher I am. I like to make it so if you put the work and effort into it, you'll get rewarded with points. Anything else? Oh, I have communication hours, like business hours. So If you want to contact me and you want a prompt response or as prompt as I can give it, please contact me Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. through 5 p.m. And I should give you as quick as a response as I can. Please do it through the CSUN email, the Gmail. Do not answer me through Canvas. Canvas has a terrible inbox system and I hate it. And people are always sending me photos through it and never goes through correctly. So if you want me to respond promptly, do it through the CSUN email and do it from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Don't expect any responses after that time unless it's an emergency. And if you're like, it's an emergency, my computer blew up, I don't know what to do, then you'll probably get a response from me. Yeah, I think that's it. If you have any questions, feel free. If you're part of DRES or you need accommodations of some sort, please email me and we can talk about it, especially if you have those accommodations and you have a paper that says, I need those. I'd love to know who you are, just so I can make sure that you get every accommodation you are as possible. Personally, I am ADD and dyslexic, so I totally understand needing extra special things for learning and for just doing your everyday life. So please let me know. I'll try to be as respectful as possible. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but let me know so I can know who you are and make sure you get everything you need, and then make sure that you are receiving everything you need, because sometimes something can happen in the system and you don't know that you were supposed to receive that. And I'll be like, did you get this? And you're like, I didn't know that I was supposed to get that. So let me know. Like I said, email me through Gmail if you have any questions, and I'll see you on Zoom when we do those intermittent meetings every so often.